Hi there, folks. I wanted to make a few-minute video to bring you up to speed on a couple of things to where if I were in your shoes, I would certainly want to know about. You know, an agent told me a while back, as he was talking about my company, he said, Charlie, what I like about you is I'm 100% confident that your company is representative of what the industry has available to me as an independent producer and what is truly the best. And I thought, dang, I couldn't have used any better words when I explain what it is that we do at CG Financial Group. So that's what I want to do in this message. I want to talk about big Corebridge announcements that are taking place on Monday. What is Monday? Monday is the 15th. On Monday the 15th, big changes to their income focused product. Want to talk a little bit about Symetra, our estate planning webinars. You should be joining these things, or you should be tuning in for all three of these things that we're going to talk about. Number one is this. Corebridge has announced that they are increasing their payout factors, right? And Corebridge, again, if you've been following me, you know that when it comes to accumulation, they're awesome. I mean, S&P 500, 11% cap, no fees, nothing like that. A year ago, if you told me who has the best income products, it would have been Corebridge. It would have come out of my mouth. Well, lately, Corebridge has been lacking relative to its competitors when it comes to GLWB payouts. You know, Athene, for instance. We do a lot of Athene business. They have great payouts. American Equity is kind of the kings of GLWB payouts today. But what is Corebridge doing? They said, we're doing pretty darn good with accumulation as they are with high caps. But here's what we want to do. We want to up our game when it comes to payout factors. So a GLWB, for instance, Corebridge's GLWB, let's say, for instance, that you are a single person and you want to retire a year from now at age 65. Today you're 64. You put in $100,000. What would happen between now and 65? Well, your $100,000 would grow by 10% simple, the benefit base, the income base. So that turns into $110,000. Then when they're 65 and activate that income, whatever 6.5% times $110,000 is, that's what their income would be. Well, that 10% simple roll-up, which goes forever, by the way, folks, goes forever. If you're 50 years old and don't want to take income until age 70, you get a 10% roll-up for 20 years. But I digress there. So that 10% roll-up still applies, but what have they changed? Folks, they changed the most important part of GLWB products, and that is they have increased the payout factors by 50 basis points across the board here. So now our 64-year-old a year from now on their $110,000, you multiply that times 7%. And what is that? Is that close to a 10% income increase? So folks, make sure that you get illustrations from me on this. I'll be able to illustrate it. I can actually get illustrations now from the carrier, but when I plug this into, or plug your scenario into my various reports that show the entire industry and where Corebridge ranks relative to Athene, American Equity, who is the best of the best, you will find in that report, which I'd be happy to run for you in your scenario, you'll find that Corebridge is now up towards the top. They may very well be number one. We will see. So number one, that's the Corebridge announcement. Number two is this. I want to share with you an email that I got from my wonderful case manager. When you send in life insurance applications, she is the one that manages your cases through the pipeline. So I sent her an email saying, hey, this Symetra Swift term policy never even appeared on my radar. It never appeared on my radar. I see that it's issued, placed, in force already. And heck, this just hit like whatever it was, last Wednesday or something. Here is the email that she sent back to me. And I've mentioned that here is the only problem that I've ever had with Symetra, that they're too darn fast for our systems to keep up with. Of course, I made adjustments and now we're keeping up with it. But here's what she said. Got it figured out. We did get the application, but since it was entered and approved within the same day, it was not built in my system. I'm going to build it, though, just for reference and place it in force. So it shows up in Business Builder, the system that you find folks get if you register with me. These Symetra applications can be tricky because they can be either super fast or take a few days. Still, a few days is pretty darn good, right? My point there is the process that Symetra has, it's unlike any other term cases that I've seen out there. It is literally many times approved, underwriting approved within minutes rather than hours. So fast that by the time everything is issued in place, it hasn't even hit my radar yet. The agents are like, man, I just wrote that case. That was quick. It's already placed. Like, I didn't even know you submitted a case. So that was the gist of the email there. So that's number 2, Symetra Term. Talk with me about Symetra Term. Number 3, estate planning webinars. We start on our third part next Thursday, which is the 18th. And we're going to talk about methods of estate transfer. Well, you have probate, you have beneficiary designations, you have operation of law. We're going to talk about that and the differences, as well as trusts. What is a testamentary trust? What's an inter vivos trust? What is a living trust? What's an irrevocable trust? What is a bypass trust? What is a Q-tip? So we're going to talk about a lot of stuff that you have seen before, but maybe you just didn't have the time to drill into it because it's a complicated thing. It's painful to learn. I'm going to make it not complicated. I'm going to make it simple. I'm going to make it fun. The fourth thing is this, folks. A lot of these carriers dual appoint, meaning that even if you are with another IMO, you can get appointed with me with that particular carrier. So make sure you get appointed with me. Heck, even if you're with another IMO, move that over. Most people never look back when they get appointed with my company, but happy selling to all of you.